Have you ever emptied your pockets or checked your old coin jar and thought, it's just a regular 2p coin, right? The 1971 UK Elizabeth II to new pence coin isn't just another copper piece. It's a time capsule of British history, a coin born during the most important currency change in modern UK history, and one that carries with it some of the most valuable minting errors ever discovered, the birth of the new pence. To understand why the 1971 to new pence is so special, we have to go back in times to one of the biggest financial changes in British history. In 1971, the United Kingdom officially switched from the centuries-old pounds, shillings, and pence system to the decimal currency we use today. This monumental event, known as Decimal Day, took place on the 15th of February 1971. The errors that created fortunes, the off-center strike error, value, depending on how far off-center the strike is, these coins can sell for £500 to over £5,000, with extremely dramatic examples fetching even more, the double strike error. Value, £1,000 to £10,000, depending on the strength of the second strike and condition. The wrong planchette error, value, these can fetch £15,000 to £50,000, and in some cases, even six-figure sums if authenticated by grading services like PCGS or NGC. The mule error, the Holy Grail, estimated value, £100,000 to £1 million, depending on authenticity and condition. The blank planchette error, value, £100 to £1,500, depending on rarity and completeness. Real-life discoveries and auction records L. In 2016, a collector in London reportedly sold a double-struck 1971 to new pence for just over £4,200 at auction. In 2019, an off-center strike fetched £1,800 online after a fierce bidding war. Rumors continue to circulate of a 1971 mule 2p coin that could be worth more than £500,000, though none have officially surfaced in public auctions yet. Experts believe that if one were found and authenticated, it could easily shatter UK coin records. How to identify a rare 1971 2p error? Inspect the lettering. The words new pence should be crisp and evenly spaced. If they look doubled, distorted, or incomplete, you might have a double strike or misalignment error. Look at the Queen's portrait. Is her image perfectly centered? If not, it could be an off-center strike, especially if part of her crown or shoulders is missing. Check the edges. A missing or oddly thickened rim could mean a MIS strike. Weight and metal. Use a small digital scale. The standard weight is 7.12 grams. If it's significantly lighter or heavier, it might have been struck on the wrong planchette. Seek expert grading. If you suspect you have an error, send it to PCGS UK or NGC for professional grading. A certified coin will always sell for much more.
Imagine checking your loose change one evening and spotting a simple brown 2p coin from 1979. You toss it aside, thinking, it's just a regular old coin. But what if I told you, that very coin, that ordinary-looking 1979 2 new pence, could actually be worth hundreds, thousands, or even millions of pounds? The background, a coin from a time of change. To understand why the 1979 2p coin is so special, we need to go back to the origins of British decimalisation. The 2 new pence coin was introduced in 1971, as part of the massive changeover from the old pound SD system to decimal currency. For the first decade of its life, from 1971 to 1981, every 2p coin bore the inscription, new pence, on the reverse. The 1979 error that shocked collectors, the wrong planchette error, moneybag estimated value, typical wrong planchette 2p errors can fetch £5,000 to £20,000. Unique cases struck on foreign blanks could soar to £50,000 to £100,000 or even higher if authenticated. The off-center strike error. Moneybag value, minor off-center errors, £300 to £800. Extreme off-center strikes, 50% plus misaligned £1,000 to £5,000. The double strike error. Value, £1,000 to £10,000, depending on clarity and condition. The die clash error. Value, £500 to £3,000. The mule error, the holy grail of 2p coins. Though no confirmed 1979 mule has yet surfaced, similar mules, like the 1983 new pence coin, have sold for tens of thousands of pounds. If a verified 1979 mule 2p were ever discovered, experts believe it could be worth well over £500,000, and possibly even into the millions. Real discoveries and auction highlights. While the 1979 mule remains a mystery, other 1970s and 1980s era coins have set the stage for its potential value. In 2016, a 1971 off-center strike 2p sold for over £4,000. In 2019, a 1971 double strike error went for £2,800 at auction. And in 2020, a 1983 new Pence Mule 2p sold for an eye-watering £82,000, proving how powerful these transitional error coins can be. Collectors know that if a verified 1979 Mule error emerges, it could smash those records. Hidden among everyday change could be one of the rarest minting mistakes ever to slip through the hands of the Royal Mint, the 1992 Error 2 new Pence coin. Collectors across the UK are desperately hunting for this mysterious piece because a few rare examples have already surfaced, showing striking errors, metal composition mistakes, and die anomalies that have sent prices soaring at auctions. The 1992 coin, a year of hidden treasures, the 2p coin that year was struck at the Royal Mint in Llantrisant, South Wales, featuring the third portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, designed by Raphael Maclauff. This version shows the Queen wearing the George IV state diadem, facing right, surrounded by the inscription, Elizabeth II DG Reg. FD, and the year 1992. The reverse shows the badge of the Prince of Wales, with 3 ostrich feathers encircled by a coronet and the motto, Ich Dien, beneath the words, 2 pence. Other 1992 error varieties that can be worth thousands, wrong metal, planchet error. Value range, £5,000 to £75,000 depending on rarity. Off-center strikes, money bag value range, £800 to £5,000 plus. Small blue diamond double strike or rotated die errors. Value range, £1,000 to £10,000 depending on severity. Die clash errors. Value range, £500 to £3,000. Off-metal, silver 2p error. If you find a 2p that appears silvery instead of bronze, it could be struck on a copper-nickel blank, an extremely rare and valuable mistake. Money bag value range, £10,000 to £100,000 plus. Confirmed auction highlights. 1983 new Pence 2p Mule, sold for £82,000. 1971 off-center 2p, sold for £4,000. 1971 double strike 2p, £2,800. 1980 wrong planchet 2p, £11,200. Experts agree, if a confirmed 1992 new Pence coin were to appear at auction, it could easily exceed £500,000, possibly breaking the £1 million mark if in mint state. Magnifying glass tilted left. How to identify a genuine 1992 error coin. The key sign is a 1992 date paired with the new Pence wording. All normal 1992 coins should read 2 pence. Normal 2p weight, 7.12 grams, diameter 25.9 millimeters. If it's significantly lighter or heavier, it may be a wrong planchet. A silvery or unusual color is a strong sign of an off-metal strike. Imagine this, you're sorting through your change, maybe pulling coins out of a jar that's been collecting dust for 20 years. You toss aside the old pennies, the faded 10 ps, and then you spot it, a 1997 2 new Pence coin. It looks ordinary at first, but something catches your eye. Maybe the color looks different. Maybe the text seems off. Or maybe it just feels unusual. And then you look closer, and your heart skips a beat. Could this be one of those ultra-rare minting errors that collectors across Britain whisper about? The history of the 2 pence coin. To understand the 1997 rarity, we have to travel back to 1971, when the UK introduced the decimal system. The 2 new Pence coin made its debut that year as part of the major shift from old pounds, shillings, and pence to the modern decimal currency we use today. So, when rumors began circulating of 1997 coins bearing the new Pence inscription, collectors were stunned. That phrase hadn't been used in over 15 years, and its reappearance could only mean one thing, a massive Royal Mint error. Gear the 1997 new Pence error coin. While the Royal Mint has never confirmed this error publicly, coin experts and numismatists have examined multiple alleged examples, and several show characteristics consistent with die mismatches or mule errors. A mule coin is when the front and back dies don't belong together, a mismatch between two different issues. And that's what makes this so special. Circulated examples, £10,000 to £50,000. Uncirculated, £100,000 to £300,000. Proof strikes, if any ever surface, could exceed £1 million plus. Other 1997 2p error varieties. 1. Off-metal strike. Value range, £5,000 to £75,000 plus. Off-center strikes, value, £1,000 to £10,000 plus. Double die or double strike, value, £500 to £5,000 plus. Die clash error, value, £1,000 to £3,000. Wrong alignment, rotated die. Value, £500 to £2,000. Brain how to identify a genuine 1997 2p error, date, look for 1997, the key year. Wording, check whether it says, 2 pence, normal, or new pence, error. Weight, a normal 2p weighs 7.12 grams. If it's lighter or heavier, it might be a wrong planchet. Color, silvery or pale coins could be off-metal strikes. Alignment, flip the coin vertically. If the queen's portrait isn't aligned with the reverse, it's a rotated die error. Magnify the lettering, doubling, shadowing, or partial designs suggest double strike or die deterioration. Get it authenticated, always send to NGC or PCGS for grading. Never clean or polish the coin, this can destroy its collector value. Classical building. Authentication, submit it to NGC UK or PCGS Europe for grading. Valuation, get expert opinions from Spink, Dix Noonan Webb, or the Coin Cabinet. Auction, list it through reputable houses that specialize in British coinage. Private sale, some elite collectors or investors might offer direct purchase deals. Online, eBay UK or Facebook coin groups, but only after certification to avoid scams.
You grab a magnifying glass, and your heart skips a beat. The date reads 2000, but the details, the lettering, the color, even the metal, don't quite match up. Could it be? Believe it or not, some 2000 era 2 new pence coins have shocked collectors by fetching hundreds, thousands, and even over £1 million at private auctions. The fascinating history of the 2 pence coin. To understand the 2002p era, we need to travel back to the beginning, to when the British decimal coinage was born. In 1971, the United Kingdom said goodbye to the old pounds, shillings, and pence system and introduced the decimal currency. The new coins included the 1/2p, 1p, 2p, 5p, 10p, and 50p, each featuring the portrait of Queen Elizabeth II on one side, and their value, in new pence, on the other. From 1971 to 1981, all 2p coins were stamped with the words new pence. But after 1982, the Royal Mint replaced this with 2 pence, marking the end of an era. The 2000 new pence era coin, in circulated condition, between £500 and £2,000 in uncirculated or proof-like condition, up to £10,000 to £30,000, and if verified as a confirmed Royal Mint mule error, such a coin could easily exceed £1 million at a high-profile auction, because it's literally one of a kind. Other notable 2002 pence errors, wrong metal errors. These are noticeably different in tone and weight. Value, £1,000 to £10,000, depending on rarity to double strike or off-center errors, highly sought after due to visual appeal. Value, £500 to £5,000. Clip planchet errors. Value, £300, £2,000. Die crack and fill die errors. Not as dramatic, but still collectible. Value, £100 to £1,000. Real-life auction shocks. Collectors have seen unbelievable prices for error 2p coins. In 2016, a 1983 new pence mule sold £4.1, $3.57. In 2020, a bronze 2p error sold for over £7,000. Experts predict that a confirmed 2000 new pence mule could easily exceed £500,000 to £1 million due to its extreme rarity and historical importance. Imagine turning a 2p piece into a small fortune. It's every coin collector's dream.